Okay, today's canning day. We're going to be doing butternut squash. Take our butternut squash and we're going to boil it for 5 minutes and then peel it using a potato peeler. We're going to pop all these in the dishwasher and run them and keep them warm until ready to use. Technically, you don't have to sterilize these because they'll be getting pressure canned, but I can't stress this enough. Do your own homework for canning. All right, now we're going to pop the butternut squash in the boiling water for about 4 minutes. That's just to soften the skin so it's easier to peel. It's not a blanching of the actual squash, which we'll have to do after we cube it. I get these little ones done first. Give that 4 minutes. Take these guys off. Okay, we're gonna let these cool several minutes so they can be peeled. And I strongly suggest using gloves when you do this. Got the peelers ready. We'll start our next batch in a couple minutes. My lovely assistant's gonna start peeling these, and if they're good, I'll throw 4 more in the pot.
Yeah, let me get a knife out so we can get the top.
Oh, they peel okay?
Yeah.
How much of the rind do you take off?
You can see like where the yellow starts. Get in with the green on there.
I thought it was a lot harder last time.
I thought it was too. Maybe we didn't boil it?
No, we boiled them.
I thought I remembered it being much more difficult too.
Yeah.
Was it the cutting that was difficult?
No, I was pretty sure of the peeling. Remember your hands turn orange?
Yeah. And they were, remember they get all dry and they got like that that weird skin on them? What else can I do?
So you gotta keep going with the other 3. I'm gonna boil 4 more. Whoa.
Shout out to Baby Jenny. It's like the summer, this one's more orange. I guess is it riper then? Like that has to get lighter, has a little bit more green on it, where this one, see, it's a little more orange. That's means it's riper maybe?
Oh no.
It's different.
Compost? I'll have to dump this today. Mmm, yummy. My plants are hungry.
So disgusting.
For compost. Alright, there's 4 more. They're gonna cool, so they're not too hot to handle.
Send me a picture of her and Ed are out.
Alright, we're gonna give that 4 to 5 minutes. Let's get these 3 out. Christ, look at this guy. Man. Alright, you get the last 2 in. This little guy. Still peeling okay?
Yeah, fine. Just whatever we're doing this time works a lot better than last time.
The only difference is the gloves, man.
I really think it's the gloves. This left like a really slick coating on my hands last time. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was like peeling off. Plus we did it at the table. We didn't do it over the sink like this. I don't think, unless that was where we cut them. I don't think this is the size of an average butternut squash.
I don't think any of them are. Not the ones in the store anyway.
Because you have to tell YouTube people that our soon-to-be great niece or nephew was the size of a butternut squash, and I'm sure the baby's not the size of this.
No.
Shout out to Baby J.
4 pounds, 3 pounds?
More than that. It's heavier than a 5-pound bag of sugar.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I would say.
Not as easy to peel as the ones they grow normally.
Not at all.
I think that's one of the first ones that came off. Getting there, folks. All right, the next step is we're gonna cube everything, dropping them in here, and then we're gonna get the canning supplies ready. So we'll be blanching there for 2 minutes, and then we'll start our canning. And these are gonna be pressure can, 10 pounds for my elevation for 90 minutes. So when we can these, we're gonna fill the jars, fill up to a 1-inch headspace, add hot water. We're gonna pressure can for 90 minutes, 10-pound weight for my elevation. All right, Laura's gonna start cubing. Knife's right there.
So we gotta cut it in half, right?
You do whatever way you want to cube it. A little tip when you guys do these pressure cookers, put a little Vaseline around this edge here to create a good seal and make sure it's free of any kind of gunk or whatever.
Just do this in the sink. As long as the like 1 inch. That's a little bigger than what you said, okay?
That's fine. As long as it's close to 1 inch. One and 1.25.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see how we're making out with the butternut squash.
This was the hard part, not.
Wow, that's a meaty one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Damn, there's hardly any seeds in that.
Well, this is all on that side. This was like the fat side. Take some of that yellow off.
All right, now we're gonna blanch the butternut squash. Fresh out of the dishwasher. And they're hot. Ow, ow, they're hot. We get our funnel and vinegar. Do 1 teaspoon of salt. I go light. Now we're going to blanch for 2 minutes. These guys up. Now we gotta fill it with a headspace of 1 inch. All right, now I'm gonna wipe the tops with vinegar and a rag. Make sure there's no oily residue on them. Which really don't need to do it with butternut squash, but just gonna be safe. And pop our lids on. I just keep them in warm water. Years ago, they used to say heat them up. They don't need to be heated. I just keep them in warm water. So I'm ready to use. I'm gonna put our lids on. I should say our rings. I go 2 fingers and just a little snug. Just a little snug. Don't over tighten them. What I do is I center with my fingers like this. Put my finger in and hold it down. So I know it's centered. And give it a little snug. Now to avoid thermal shock, this should be hot. So we're going to pop these in the canner. This part always makes me nervous, waiting for them to crack. Oh, I might put too much water in. They're good enough. Now the fun part. Put a lid on top. Want to make sure that's nice and even all around before you tighten these guys up. Tighten these up. You want to go from one end, a little snug, to this end, like sort of like you would do lug nuts on a tire. Snug that, snug that, snug that, and then we can go around. Okay guys, I can't stress this enough when you're canning, even with a jiggler. You want a steady, you want a nice stream of steam coming out to vent the air out of there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I give it a minimum of 10 minutes. Then I put my jiggler on at 10 pounds. Then once that starts jiggling, then we'll do our 90-minute countdown. Okay, we're at 11 PSI. Our jiggler's going. Now what I'll do is I'll tweak this down a little bit. Wait 5 minutes. Tweak it down a little bit more. And wait 5 minutes. And so just make sure that jiggler is going every minute. It's moving a little bit. It'll stop. Let's start again. You don't want it to stop any longer than 2 minutes. And then these go to pressure can for 90 minutes. What's this butternut squash going to be?
Cinnamon, maple syrup.
All right. And what's the other one going to be?
Is garlic, salt, pepper.
Garlic, salt, and pepper. Pressure dropped. I'm going to remove the weight. Now when you open this, open it away from your face. A slight turn. This part always makes me nervous. You don't want to bang them or they can break.
Really elegant string of pearls configuration. Unfortunately, incredibly unstable.
Look at them guys go. Look at them guys go. Alright, now we're gonna blanch and fill these up. Okay, this is the last batch. Okay, we're going to wipe the top with a little bit of vinegar. Not really needed for these. Usually when you're doing greasy foods and stuff, I do it anyway. Just get in the habit of always doing it. And I think I said this before, but I don't heat up my lids, but I do keep them in warm water right before I use them. You want these centered best you can. It gets more of the sealing compound on the glass jars. Here we go. I didn't show you guys this before, but I always put a little vinegar in the canning pot. Keeps the film off of the jars. I'm always so nervous when I drop one of these. Or bang it. The key is to keep a nice film of Vaseline on the sealing edge. It really helps out. Okay, could crank that puppy up. Now we're going to wait till that builds up to 11 psi. That starts rocking, and then we'll do our countdown. Alright, we got a rattle. We're at 11 pounds. We're properly vented, so we'll start our countdown for 90 minutes. Okay, so we have some left over. So we're going to blanch these for a minute or two, and then we're going to vacuum seal and freeze them. Laura made some really good butternut squash recipes last night, so we're going to freeze these for later. Okay, that's a short blanch. Now it's time to vacuum seal. Okay, now they go in the freezer. And Lauren's in here to make our butternut squash bread.
Butternut squash bread.
That's from one of the cans of squash from 2021. Alright, this is my little can in section. So, that's what's left of the butternut squash. So that's 2021. So this is what she used to make the butternut squash bread. And we're going to have 21 more jars. I never even seen you make it.
No?
No. Use parchment paper for lining?
Yeah. Keep using it now.
I'll post a link to the recipe at the end. That's a lot of sugar. Holy shit. Damn. Oh my god.
3 cups of sugar for the 2 loaves.
Okay, so 3 cups per loaf.
3 cups for 2 loaves.
Oh, that was a half cup thing you're using.
Yeah.
Okay. 3 cups for 2 loaves. How much do you get out of the butternut squash each jar?
Got 2 cups.
So it'll be 2 cups of butternut squash and 3 cups of sugar.
Half a teaspoon of salt.
Half a teaspoon of salt.
Calls for cinnamon and nutmeg. I don't put nutmeg in it.
Okay, calls for cinnamon and nutmeg if you don't put nutmeg in it.
I do 2 teaspoons of cinnamon instead. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. This is a half. Because I had put cinnamon on this, so I didn't want to contaminate the baking soda.
Makes sense.
3 1/2 cups of flour. Yeah. These together a little bit. I probably should have put them in a bigger bowl. Normally I do this in the actual
The mixing bowl?
KitchenAid bowl.
Why don't you
That's what I do with my glass bowl, but you had it outside. I didn't think I would have grabbed it because it's bigger.
Yeah, I would have washed it for you.
I know, I didn't really think about it. I thought it was sitting this. I usually do my mixing in that, but it's like a 6 1/2 cup or 8 cup. They tell you, I don't sift my flour, but they tell you if you whisk it, it gets the lumps out. My sugar, my salt, my cinnamon, my baking soda, my flour, and then into the actual mixer, I'm going to put my wet ingredients.
Sorry guys for the noise, but the fans and stuff are running because of the pressure canning. All right, over to the mixer.
Yep. All right, so over here is going to be my wet ingredients. I'm going to start with my butternut squash, which was from I don't know when.
2021.
You can see that's in there. I drained it. It's in there.
They use a paddle for that, huh?
Mix up a little bit.
Okay. See what's going on in there.
So it is 1 cup of vegetable oil.
Wow, it's a lot of oil too.
I'm not usually this messy in this.
Is that forgiving? Can you go light or heavy on that?
When you bake, you're not supposed to really alter your amount. So you should try to keep as close as you can. That's out to room temperature.
4 eggs, room temperature.
It mix better and you get a fluffier bake good at the end if you use. But I will not put my eggs directly in, so I usually mix them and just put them in it.
In case they're bad?
Yeah, if you get an egg that's hunky. So again, I apologize because I'm not usually this much of a messy baker.
Well, we got a lot going on in the kitchen today, guys. We're canning. We just got done cooking a turkey dinner yesterday with 8-hour crock pot stuffing and cooked some butternut squash. So the kitchen is a mess.
I don't like it.
It'll get there. We'll get cleaned up.
Alright, so I have my eggs, the vegetable oil. I need 2/3 of a cup of water. 2/3. And then I mix this all together. This recipe calls for raisins. I do not use raisins in ours.
No, no raisins.
I don't use any nuts because we have a nut allergy in the house. That's all my wet ingredients. Egg, oil, water, butternut squash. And then I'm just going to add my dry ingredients to this. So I have my sugar, my salt, my cinnamon, my baking soda, my flour. So combine dry ingredients in one bowl, combine wet ingredients, add the dry to the wet. So it doesn't go all over. Just to get started. I don't want to spill it all over the counter. Don't really have to enter it little by little, but this will help a little bit. It'll just spray all over me.
Look at that.
Now I have to see if I have a... I don't think I have a spatula anymore because I think my spatula got broken. You want to always stir from the bottom.
Always stir from the bottom, she said.
I'm going to scrape your side. I would normally use a spatula for this, but I think... Did you break my spatula in one of your
Yeah, the
cooking
damn thing
videos?
disintegrated. Yeah, how long do you have to beat
You want to
this?
just beat it till it's combined because you don't want it to get too tough.
Okay, so that's also crucial, not to overbeat it.
It does say ungreased cookie sheet. I did, however, spray mine with cooking spray and then I lined them with parchment paper. That makes sure they don't stick and they come out so much easier. I'm giving this another stir at the bottom because I feel like it didn't.
Sounds good to
get stirred
me.
well. So then, almost. Some people are very specific in measure and weigh. I don't do that. I'm not really thrilled that you're taping this because this is my worst baking
Well, we're just a little disorganized, that's all, because we got everything out. Don't worry about it. Doing this in the air fryer, so what do we got?
I put the air fryer on bake, 350. I preheated it, which is just beef to temp. So now I'm gonna put them in there side by side.
On the third level?
Third level, I think that's second level. Oh, it's the third level. Oh, this is the third, second. I probably could have cut some of the parchment off. And left, whatever left, rack level 3. That's
Okay. And how long are we gonna give that?
For 1 hour, and then you check it with a toothpick. As long as the toothpick comes out clean, you're good to go.
All right. We'll check back with you guys in an hour.
Oh, look good. Come out nice and clean.
Nice.
I'll let them cool on this for about 10 minutes and I'll take them out and let them cool on a rack. I'm just going to take these out of the pan and put them on a
Cooling rack?
cooling rack.
Very nice.
Take them right up.
Do you have to take them off the parchment paper to get sake?
I'm going to do that now.
Look at that. Look at that.
There we go.
Very nice.
Smell good.
Can't wait to cut it. 21 jars. I let them cool down, wash them real good with soap and water, take the bands off, and label them. All right, they're all washed. All the rings are off. They're all labeled, and it appears that everyone's sealed. And full disclosure here, see I have a 2X and a 1X. These, the first batch, I wasn't sure if I vetted properly. So I actually ran them through again to be safe. So these were run through one time, and these were run through 2 times. The reason I wanted to label them 1X and 2X is I wanted to see if there was going to be any difference in the quality of when Laura makes her butternut squash bread. And here's all the butternut squash. Hey, here we go.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Fantastic. I like the ends. Mmm.
Yeah.